Business Improvement District Advisory Board, as well as from our city manager, to just go through a couple tourist-related updates.
Breanne, I think you're on the mic, and it's kind of not clear.
How does the sound come for everybody else?
It's breaking in and out.
Okay.
You know, it may be actually because I could hear okay. You know, our Rakesh and Ash, are you on cell phones on your side?
Yes, I'm on the cell phone.
I'm actually on I'm on an iPad.
So, because you know, I could hear it. I'm in a different location than Breanne. I'm just on an internet connection, and my I can hear her fine. Is everybody else here? Breanne, okay?
I can hear her fine.
I can hear her okay too.
Yeah, so it may be just your internet connection, Rakesh, and your cell phone connection, Ash.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we'll try to get through it. A couple of things to discuss, and then I can send these slides out to everybody. Okay.
So, hey, Breanne, just for the public's knowledge, four of the board members are present on the line.
Okay. So I just wanted to pass along an update that came this morning. You know, I know we're all kind of frantically tracking the outbreak of this virus. San Bernardino County this morning did launch a new dashboard, just so everybody's aware. The URL is on the screen there, so that's allowing everybody to get a better sense of how our community is doing in San Bernardino County. And they have also launched an online testing appointment feature, so I just wanted to make sure everybody was aware of that. That came out this morning. So we've received some questions from both hotels and vacation home rental owners, so I just thought I would help to try to clarify. You know, the orders that we're all under are the same for both hotels and short rentals. So we're all being asked to comply with the health orders of the state and the county. So this is not just for short-term vacation rental owners. All non-essential travel at this time is to be postponed. So I have sent out to everybody by email, and I can send it the link that takes us to the site that identifies what are critical infrastructure sectors, and so everyone can just sort of better understand. So I hope that kind of helps answer some questions. I know there was some response from short-term vacation rental owners who felt that, you know, they were being asked to close and hotels weren't. The reality of where we're at right now is, you know, hotels are at single occupancy, single digit occupancy. They are not full. So I hope that kind of helps answer some questions, that really the orders are the same for all types of lodging facilities. If anyone has any further questions, by all means, reach out to us. Okay. I wanted to just share a couple updates regarding what we're doing with the Visit Twentynine site to kind of help keep everyone updated in terms of what's happening here in our community. So we have a variety of resources up on the blog of the Twentynine.org site that provide helpful links and resources to state, county, and city agencies. We are maintaining lists of closures. So that's our art galleries, many of our shops, attractions. We are keeping updated information also regarding Joshua Tree National Park and Mojave National Preserve as press releases become available from them. And then we also have, we are maintaining a list of restaurants who are switching over to takeout and delivery. So that is a list that is being updated daily, and we're really doing our best to try to support those businesses at this time. So as everybody knows, the 29 Palms Visitor Center, we closed on the 17th of March, temporary closure, but our phone calls and voicemails are still continued to be monitored, and I'm still responding to traveler questions, whether that's people who reach out to us through direct messaging on social media, We have a contact us form on the Visit Twentynine site, so that's been put in bold there. If you have anyone who's looking for information that we can help with, please direct them to that. And we're continuing to monitor and respond to all questions, concerns, inquiries that are coming through. I just wanted to go through a quick list of the marketing programs that have been paused. So these are things that we had on the agenda for our second quarter, including a campaign with iHeartRadio. We were looking into airport billboards, so all of that has been postponed. So we work with JNS Next for digital display, SEM, and so all campaigns have been paused as of March 18th. And as you can see, we've also paused any paid campaign on social media and are pausing sponsorship at this time as well. As we know, many event organizers are working to reschedule canceled events. Just to kind of be able to provide some hopefully happy things to think about in the future. There is an opportunity in the future if you're interested to work with the National Park Association, perhaps to start purchasing park passes. That could be something you would resell to your guests at the hotel, possibly something we could consider for the visitor center. The Living Desert Zoo has reached out to us. They were preparing a Gold Star restaurant program. They're looking to celebrate restaurants in 29 Palms who are schools and keeping dumpsters closed, and therefore helping to protect our desert tortoise population. And under partnership development, I'm continuing to work through the partner benefits for this new program that we hope to launch later this year. So I wanted to just share a quick update regarding where we're at with our budget. We did a RevX report that took us through to the end of February that shows we used 34% of our budget so far. As we know, in these extremely difficult times, we're going to see an impact to our TP and TBID revenue for the coming next couple of months. So not to focus on, what we're expecting to lose here, but, I'm trying to keep track of the projections from, say, the U.S. Travel Association and kind of keep in mind, how this is going to impact us for the rest of the year and therefore impact us next year. So I also wanted to give the board an update on our $60,000 contract with JNS Next. As of today, we have $37,000 or just over $37,000 remaining in that contract. So in just a minute, I'd love to hear feedback from the board in terms of moving forward. And also just wanted to show us again what our current fund balance is right now.
Yeah, and the question really on that is, do we want to suspend, this outreach until further notice?
I make a motion.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I make a motion to suspend spending with them until further notice.
I support that, Rakesh.
So, any opposed?
I have mixed feelings.
Okay, so you're not sure?
I'm not so sure. I mean, I get it. I just think that once we drop off the face of the earth, we're going to have a hard time getting back on.
Well, let's just suspend it.
Heidi.
No, I
I'm
disagree
sorry.
with Heidi. I disagree with Heidi. I don't think anybody right now is actually looking at, if you have a very small amount of people that are working and are traveling out of essentials, but I don't think many people that we're directing the market towards is actually looking at traveling right now. And that would be a waste of money.
I disagree. I've been on several webinars with vacation rental industry leaders, and a lot of their advice has been to plan for the future of when governments start to lessen the restrictions, and that domestic travel is going to be a key factor in the near future. And looking at some of the stats on the OTAs, like Airbnb, for example, for some of my properties, I am seeing an uptick in people looking at the weekends like the 17th and 18th, because that's kind of like 4 weeks from when California kind of went down on this shelter in place. So people are already looking to get out once the bans are lifted. So I think we need to prepare for that.
I'm looking at the cancellations that I'm getting for the whole of April, and it's coming in very much. As well as I also looked at Visit California. They've suspended all their digital campaigns right now, and they are much more bigger than we are.
So, hey, all, it's real important if you're talking, great, but when you're not talking, put on mute, please.
Hello?
Okay, so were everyone still here? No, just if you know, when you're done speaking, if you can just hit mute, and then that way it kind of keeps the audio clear. So you know, it's so we have 2 in support, 2 perhaps not. If I could just ask Patricia and Heidi, I mean, is your thought that we should be running campaigns right now, or plan? I mean, I will certainly continue to plan for future campaigns. And you know, the last update with JNF Next was about a week and a half ago, which was that we're pausing everything for a 2-week period, and we'll circle back to it.
I mean, I don't know how much control you have, Breanne. I mean, I'm guessing if we could slow it down maybe, or, you know, focus on, you know, whatever, even May or something like that, that would be cool.
I mean, I'm going with what Visit California is doing. They've suspended all their campaigns, their digital campaigns right now, as well as the way the reservations are going for me in terms of the market when we are targeting Joshua Tree people to come in. And in light of the fact as well that the park is closed down, and we don't know tentatively when this is going to open again. So I feel that moving forward and putting money into something that we're not sure right now is not going to help us financially. That's my take on it. We can plan for future, maybe from June or the end of May onwards. But right now, I still think that we're going to have a further lockdown. I don't believe that it's going to go away by the end of April. Hello?
So another option perhaps we have right now is to all agree that we will continue to pause services with them and perhaps come back in 2 weeks' time.
I think that's a good idea, Breanne.
And Breanne, if I may just, and if it's just Frank, just to address the timing. So this is, you know, again, I don't have any crystal ball, but just to kind of communicate what, you know, at least we're hearing. So from a timing perspective, and you got 2 divergent opinions out there. One, you have the president wanting to open up in selective areas, you know, commerce by Easter. Then the governor of California came out probably shortly after that statement and said it will still be another 2 more months. So, you know, I don't know what the tea leaves are kind of coming in there. There's obviously those 2 different opinions out there. Just wanted to add that, you know, for the context of the conversation.
My question to Heidi and Patricia is, so what do you want JNX to do right now if you continue the services? They're also on a scale down and work from home mode. What do you want them to do right now? And we pay them to do what?
My opinion would be to maybe pause everything for right now and like reevaluate in like 2 weeks.
That's the motion I made originally.
Okay, then I think I misunderstood too.
Okay, I just said that we suspend it until further notice, and that further notice could be 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, as we see the momentum and the traction going in whichever direction it goes. Make sense?
Okay. I
Yeah,
agree with that.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I would like to suspend it till the end of April, but if you guys want to do it for 2 weeks, then by all means, we can come back again and make another decision but I certainly don't believe it will be gone by the end of April.
Yeah. So basically the motion was that we suspend until further notice. There's no timeline. That's the motion.
And I'm just taking you guys back to the slide. Just to say, as of March 18th, everything was paused with them.
Right. I go with your motion, Rakesh, like I originally did.
Okay. All in favor? Any opposed?
I'm in favor of that.
Okay, any opposed?
No, I would agree.
Okay, so I guess suspended.
And just so the board knows, I think we're gonna have to come back to the board after the quarter reporting, based on collections of TOT to be able to, give you a better outlook of, revenue and expenses, kind of going forward.
Okay, and Frank,
I understand.
okay, so I'll pass that direction along. Thank you. And Frank, if you don't mind, just on that topic, so again, we did outreach. We reached out to all the hotels and vacation home rental owners, asked who had questions, concerns that we could address in this call today. So there are some big concerns about the TOT and TBID deadlines, suggestions of that being postponed outwards of 6 months, possibly including payment plans. So if you might be able to perhaps share an update with that.
Yeah, so actually today I had a city manager conference call, San Bernardino County anyway, and that question was brought up, and nobody is extending that time frame. I'm on the California Department of Tax and Fee Administration website, which is the collectors of sales tax. And there is a process there that they have, to request approval if there are issues that are out there. So we'll probably mimic something like that asks for that request, but it won't be a blanket delay. And what we're hoping is, and although everybody I'm sure is watching the federal stimulus, there are resources that, assuming that the House passes that, or the Senate passes it, now the House and the President need to pass it, there are monies that will flow there. I have heard complaints about, the tied up process of it. My guess is money is going to flow into even those departments to be able to handle the magnitude of requests that are going to be coming through there. But some of the things that are in there that I got from our lobbyist is, yes, it's a loan. The SBA, yes, it's a loan. It won't be that protracted time frame of asking and getting approvals and getting the money. It won't be protracted as outlined. It will be a 30-year loan, 3.75% interest. And also, too, and what they're trying to do is keep employment, which is if you stay at your pre-COVID-19 employment levels, that there will be some debt forgiveness, associated with it. Now, I don't have the text that outlines that. However, that is the policy that is part of it. The other thing, too, is there's, payroll tax credits that will be out there as well for employers. And I get it. It's mostly on the revenue side. You got to have the revenue to kind of pay for those activities. But there is relief within that bill, lots of dollars, and there's lots of pots of dollars that should be coming and flowing down to hopefully most of your business.
But the only thing you are saying is that they're offering it is in terms of loans. They're not offering any grants or anything of that sort.
They are. It's as I said, debt forgiveness is a grant, basically. So to incentivize, again, keeping employment at pre-coronavirus levels, and it's not going to work for everyone. I understand that. But those who can, there is a portion, and I don't know what it is, of debt forgiveness, which is grants.
Hey, Frank, I was on the AHLA, which is the American Hotel Lodging Association webinar in regards to this SBA disaster relief and the CARES package. And parts of what you mentioned is correct. However, the amount of money that's going to come, it's not going to be significant because what they are trying to look at is they're trying to look at each individual entity's revenue and expenses, and based on that, they'll make a determination as a loan. As far as the forgiveness is concerned, there is no provision in there. It's whatever deference that they're talking about. So the franchisors out there, the likes of Wyndham, and because I'm on the Fair Franchise Advisory Committee as well on a few of them, I got to applaud Best Western to take the lead in that, where they've basically given 50% reduction in fees effective February. So your March payment, which was for February, they've given 50% reduction, and they're going to continue that until this we're over this. So I would highly encourage you to look into some relief, because from a cash flow perspective for small businesses, I can assure you there's not going to be enough money to stay afloat. I mean, there are several conversations in the secondary and tertiary market where motels are planning to shut down.
Rakesh, a deferral in what respect? You referring to TOT?
Well, deferral is primarily what they're talking about is payments. They're basically just saying we're going to defer 3 payments or something like that. So as far as the TOT is concerned as well, I would say that, I mean, again, whatever the city and the state regulations are, I mean, I'm not well versed on it. I would just say that money would help for small businesses to stay afloat. Otherwise, there'll be a lot of closures. I mean, that's the biggest worry that AHLA has right now is the amount of closures that we're going to get. And like you said, Governor Newsom said that this could be a 2-month lockdown. And if you're looking at a 2-month lockdown, I don't think that any small business will be able to survive at that level. And that includes a lot of the, even the fast food restaurants as well.
So what you're saying is the SBA dollars that potentially could flow down, and I know that from a city side. I mean, the dollars that they're allocating just by magnitude-wise, $150 billion to cities around the country, and our revenue losses are going to be anticipated to be $240 billion. So I know there's definitely a loss, at least on our side. So the hotelier industry is also looking at the monies that are out there, not enough to cover the losses as well.
Oh, not at all. Not at all. I mean, you got to understand that most people, they're operating at about anywhere from 70 to 80% loan to value. So their loans are so high that just their payment alone would not be enough for them to survive even with the loans, because this is a 3.75% 30-year amortized loan, which is not guaranteed.
So what about
and besides Frank, the Small Business Association is given a 3.75 amortized loan. Even the conventional loans are giving the same amount. So there's nothing much they're doing when I look at the comparison. I just got a loan for the vacation rental at 3.75. So that doesn't make a difference to me on what the SBA is giving.
Yeah.
So, going back to, the mortgage payment. So what Governor Newsom has negotiated, and again, it's not all banks, but at least it's, I think it's 3 of the 4 banks relating to, and I don't know the time frame. I want to say it's 90 days of mortgage relief.
It is 90 days, but it's only for residential. It's not for commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not for commercial. It's only for residential ownership. I went through that of what he said.
And even the website that the SBA has created for the disaster relief, just to give you an FYI, and including me, I've tried several times to get on it to get the forms and upload the documents.
You can't do it.
I mean, it's crashing left, right, and center. It's just like when the Obamacare came out and how people were trying to apply for it. People were scrambling, and it's just, I mean, it's there, but don't know how it's gonna pan out. Our SBA loan with the bank for one of the properties, I talked to them, and they are talking about 6 months that they might give relief. It's initial talks. It's not confirmed yet, but it's 6 months. Because this, I mean, again, this is not something that's gonna, magically disappear in about 2 weeks or 1 week. The numbers are exponentially growing like crazy. If you see from a week ago to today, in San Bernardino County itself, we had about 54 cases where we only had about 1 or 2 less than a week ago. And the dashboard that Breanne's talking about, I mean, I have it for county, and I'm looking at the numbers, and it's like, wow, it's crazy. New Orleans jumped 30%. New York is in a complete lockdown with mandatory quarantine for everybody. Silicon Valley, they're expecting 160,000 deaths because of the travel that U.S. citizens and the non-U.S. or the visitors that came in during the time frame of January and February. I mean, the numbers are crazy. But again, I mean, without being so negative or pessimistic about it, all I'm trying to say is that realistically, I understand the TOT payments. It's going to become a big topic because that's the biggest asked question on that AHLA, and Chip Rogers, who is the president, is working with the lobbyists, with the senators, to try to pass another, the 4th bill, I guess they call it, because this is the 3rd bill, and the 4th bill, which will have to do something with that, because that's something that, again, it's kind of like a reserve that's out there that could help flow through this tough times.
Yeah, so I'll communicate back with our lobbyists to kind of keep track of that. Obviously, if and I know this, this relief bill number 3 was, one of the big primary things was the airline industry.
Yep.
So, I'm assuming from based on your comments that the hotel industry or the hospitality industry is going to be really pushing for this 4th one to save them. So I'll keep track of that. I'll monitor that as well. So thank you for tipping me off. So the other thing too that I like to bring up is an adjunct, obviously, to our vacation destination is our restaurants and our bars in our community. And I guess it's just a question for the board. If you want to direct Breanne to help try to keep these restaurants and bars afloat by, and this is all local related spending, to people to get out, to support these businesses that most of us go to them on sponsoring Little League and all of that. It's time, a call to action for the community to, I don't know, eat out maybe 3 times a week or 4 times a week and support these businesses. It is tied to the hospitality industry. It is tied to our vacation destination, because if they're all gone, by the time this opens up, that's going to be just a further challenge. So I didn't know what the thoughts were of the board on that, to direct Breanne to kind of focus, not with so much JNS Next, but just activities that she can do locally vis-a-vis Facebook and other means.
Yeah, I mean, definitely we can support that, no doubt about it, but with to-go only, I don't know how many people will be able to afford it. I think most, right now, the census that I've seen, the data for the takeouts are mostly the fast food places. I mean, everybody's jumping on that bandwagon now on Postmates, DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber Eats, with all the fast food service restaurants. The dine-ins are hurting, and we can promote. That's no problem. I have no issue.
Yeah, not dine-in. So, yeah, it's all the takeouts and just all the, the to-go, the drive-through, and the delivery services. So
Yeah.
just keep them ultimately afloat as much as we can.
Yeah, I mean,
That's the hard part. It's hard to staff a kitchen when your business is still so slow. So
Yep. Yep.
Perhaps one thing Breanne could do is contact the restaurants and places that are local and find out if they offer gift cards, and that would be a way to promote buy gift cards. So when you come, you'll have a place to stay, and it's supporting local businesses now during this hard time.
Yeah, I've seen that go out on Facebook and stuff too.
Yeah. But mostly all the restaurants are big time into grab and go now. So I'm seeing banners in my neighborhood at well-established dine-in restaurants where they put temporary banners out, 2x4, 4x6 banners that, yes, we are open, grab and go only. And, we can help promote that on the social media for sure.
Guys, I just got a Facebook notification while I'm listening to y'all. It says the U.S. now leads the world in the coronavirus cases, 53 minutes ago from New York Times. So I don't see this happening, going into normal within the next month or by Easter. If we now lead the world.
Yeah, we haven't topped the world in cases. It's we only have 82,000 cases right now.
But it says the U.S. now leads the world in coronavirus cases as of 26th of March today.
Yeah, it's only 82,000.
Yeah,
And numbers are going to increase as tests become more available to everybody across the country.
Guys, there is a dashboard which we all can go for concrete data, because again, social media and all that, I'm having a hard time buying and believing any of that because there's so many rumors going around. So the COVID-19 by CDC is the official website and the dashboard is there. That's the most accurate. But yes, it is like they're predicting that we haven't even reached the top yet. So yeah, it is something that we have to take it seriously.
Okay. So I thank you guys all for this feedback so far. I'm happy to share with you our local radio station Z107 is going to launch a Favorite Food Friday campaign tomorrow that we will certainly help support, and that's just again to really support our local restaurants as much as we can at this time. As the staff here looking ahead to even the next 2 weeks, sort of short term, I am going to be refocusing energy also into website development. There's a couple pretty big sections of our website that I've been waiting to get into, including restaurants, listings, attractions, and that. So I'm going to be, again, kind of refocusing and working to update and improve the menu navigation and the kind of layout of content on our site. I also have up on the screen here, something I think if we're all together talking right now, to throw out there is for the board to think about, recruitment to keep our 5 board full. So Frank shared with us the direction from City Council, which is to perhaps think about the makeup of the board. Lots of different things that could be considered. We don't need to make any decision at this time, but just to think about whether, we want to pursue expanding the board, bringing restaurants, other types of businesses on, a representative from the national park. So I just, food for thought, if you guys can perhaps share your ideas with me, maybe by email would be fine.
Sounds like a good idea, Breanne.
Okay. And I also, so Frank and I spoke about this earlier. I also just want to let you guys know that I think, especially in these next 2 weeks, would be a good time to use a bit of my vacation time. So I have about a week accrued right now. So probably what I'll do is reduce my work days and start using some of that time so that when we do get through this and we're ready to get going again, I'm here for you.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, definitely. One quick thing, Breanne, I would request, and since you are in connection with the local restaurants, a lot of them have varied hours during this time, and it's not updated on their website or Yelp. So if you can ask them to help us promote them by providing their updated hours and giving it to every hotel front desk and vacation rental owners so that we can pass it on to our guests.
Okay.
Because it's frustrating sometimes you recommend and they, Yelp still's open, but now they're closed or they're not open right now. So it would help.
For sure. And so that, and I think I've tried to be really good. Anytime our blog post gets updated with restaurant changes, I send that back out to all of the hotels and vacation owners. So I'll work on getting current hours on that. So that's certainly something I can take care of in the next days.
So Ash, I stand corrected. Actually, we just went to 82,000 in
Yeah,
China.
I know. I told you so.
I'm sorry?
That's what I was trying to tell you guys, but nobody wants to listen. So, yep, we went up to 82,000. We are now the highest in the world.
Yeah, China had 81,961. Yeah.
So actually, 82,404.
Anyway, are we done? Did we cover all the issues we needed to?
Yeah, I believe so. And if there's any other direction, any other urgent things you'd like me working on, you know how to reach me by all means. And we'll all continue to keep in good touch. I don't know if we need to at this time kind of think about when we'd like to do this teleconference again. Maybe we'll, give it 2 weeks or so and keep in touch by email.
Perfect.
Sounds like a plan. Thank you.